It's a beautiful day.
The first thing I noticed is there was something swirling. Like, I saw the image of the Wizard of Oz when the tornado hit and her house was spinning, spinning, spinning. And I'm like, is there a tornado coming? And they're like, no, you've just had a lot of things spinning and spinning, and everything that passed by me. You know how in that image a cow will pass, or another house will pass, or a truck will pass. And I heard Spirit say that every one of those things was important to you. Everything spinning around fast was important to you. You couldn't let just one go by and then say, okay, it's not important to this tornado. Everything was important. What was encapsulated in this tornado of whatever was going on in your life, metaphorically, obviously, everything was important. Would that make sense to you, Brie? Yes, no, or maybe? Yes.
Yes.
And I would say it's not really settled yet. Maybe it's spinning less fast, but it's definitely still spinning. Would you agree with that? Yes, no, or maybe? Yes.
Yes.
And it's all a great thing, right? Spirit, they're not going to say, they're going to tell me if it's a bad thing, but I'm not feeling bad at all. I'm just feeling this is the time of life you're meant to do this, and all is well. Do you understand?
Yes.
When that tornado stops, your home will settle and that will
Mm.
become home. Do you understand?
Yes.
So are
Hmm.
they talking literally? Have you been also moving homes?
Well,
Yes, no, or maybe?
maybe, kind of.
So yes, I'm feeling like the house is spinning, and I'm like, yeah, but is that house too big? Is that house too small? There's just been questioning about when it's going to land and be home. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, good. Spirit's got your number always, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you've dug yourself out of holes before. Would that be correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Because Spirit says she's really good at that.
Oh, good.
And I'm like, did she dig her own hole? And they said,
Mhm.
no, 90% of the time it was somebody else digging, but you jumped in willingly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yes,
I
it
must
does.
be meant to do this, even though there were people around you that might have said, no, you don't. Does that make sense? Like you don't need
Yes.
to do this,
Hmm.
but you did.
Hmm.
And Spirit's like, it didn't slow her down, it didn't stop her, it just made her delve deeper into her shit. Yes?
Yes.
And I'm feeling business and personal are really combined. Would that make sense? There's a lot of stuff
Yes.
that I'm just talking about now that feel like it's both personal and business. Yes?
Mm. Yes. Hmm.
And Spirit saying, that's perfectly fine because that's what life is. Life is combining everything. So everything you are at work, of course, is going to come home. But there's going to be, places that you'll sit and stop for a minute where it won't be business or won't be personal. But that's the whole idea, to bring everything together as one. You understand?
Yeah. Good.
You've been called to this. There's no doubt about it. You've been called, like I've been called. Do you understand?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I feel there's been, we'll say you've been watering like the metaphorical plant of yourself. You understand? Giving it
Hmm.
sun, giving it water. And you know how sometimes there's like a catch-all at the bottom of a plant that catches all the water that comes through,
Hmm.
but yet like it's dirty, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Spirit's asking you to stop doing that. Like
Mm.
if the water was things for your growth and then it goes through you, so and then it kind of gets it dirty, like okay, I see all this stuff I need to process, it comes through me, it's a little muddy, and then your plant, which is you, gets rid of it,
Hmm. Mm.
but you hold on to it.
Mm. Okay.
Can you see the metaphor? Like literally, if a plant has that, we want that water to go back up. We don't care, right? Because it's a waste of water if we don't. It's fine if the plant drinks its own muddy water.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah.
What Spirit's saying, this is cool. What Spirit's saying is no, not for you. When that water rushes through you, you need to keep it going and not hold it. You understand that?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
It's like you're holding literally muddy water
Mm.
because it's already your stuff. So let it go. You understand?
Yes.
You're
Hmm.
done. Once it goes through you and gets dirty, you're like, I got down and dirty with that. Let it go instead of saying, I should save that. I might have to dirty myself up again later.
Mm.
And you see how that's detrimental to your growth.
Hmm. Totally.
It's fine for a plant, right? It's not fine for your spiritual, emotional, or physical growth.
Okay. Yep.
Talk to me. Yes, you can feel that and see that.
Yeah, I can feel it. I can see it. I have a plant next to me, ironically. So I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I'm kind of not sure how I'm going to release it, but I know that'll come just with time.
So here's a good idea. When you catch yourself going through the process of receiving the water, letting it become muddy, say, I'm done with it. This water can now be released.
Okay.
You just have to recognize you've done the work.
Hmm.
This muddy water can now be released.
That's helpful.
You're making a conscious choice to say go instead of not saying anything and just letting it remain in that little saucer at the bottom of you.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it makes a lot of
What a
sense.
great metaphor.
Yeah.
Makes a ton of sense.
Hmm.
So tell me a little bit more. You can see it because I don't need to know all the experiences you've had with this muddy water, but I want you to recognize, yes, Donna, I have done that and let it sit.
Yeah, I definitely know I do that with especially past experiences that have imprinted on me, or I've allowed them to imprint on me. So, they funnel through. And then I can feel like at that bottom layer, I am allowing them to stay. It's almost, yeah, like holding on to, it's like a story, I guess. I can feel them coming up a lot, like a lot of old memories of things I hadn't thought about in many years, especially the past few weeks to a month. And I can tell and I know that that's them coming up to come out, but I didn't really realize like that was like a missing factor of you have to go through that full cycle and then release. I didn't realize I wasn't doing that, but it makes a lot of sense. And it makes sense because I've been wondering, like, because I know it kind of holds you back in a way. And so this will kind of help probably expedite me into that next chapter. I'm just really close to getting to. The tornado makes a lot of sense. I'm going through so many changes, positive changes. I'm juggling a lot, but I can feel everything's going to settle soon. In home life, I mean, we're in a rental home. So Peter and I, even this morning, were talking about, I said, I wonder where we're going to end up next, because I really need security and this isn't quite it yet.
Spirit just gave you everything.
Yeah.
They read you like a book.
Mm-hmm.
And in this book of you, there is no next chapter. You're not waiting for the next chapter. You're reading what you're in right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I can't say, oh, when that next chapter comes, it's going to be. And even when you say positive things are going on, I don't like that word either because that's the
Mm-hmm.
good, bad, right, or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going on,
I see.
things are happening because that's life. And remember, Spirit said, it's not holding her back.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the moment for, okay, this is what you got now. This is it. This is
Got it.
it.
Yeah.
And it's really that Wizard of Oz image of the house spinning, the house lands,
Mm-hmm.
right? But something dies.
Mm-hmm.
There will be things that will die. And hopefully it's those patterns.
Mm. Yeah.
Because the water has gone through the roots of you as the plant. And we make that hole at the bottom of plants so that it can release and it's not too much
Mm-hmm.
water, right? And that's what our physical bodies, spiritual bodies do. We bring in a ton of information, right? There's so much to learn from. I'm still learning from things that happened when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
So we're meant to release some, and maybe it'll come back later with some other new water. But you may, in the future, tomorrow, next month, next year, have it come up again. What you think you're flushing through now, it may come up again. And you'll just say, oh, I recognize that now. I don't need to muddy the waters. It's already through me.
Mm-hmm. I see.
There's always going to be a lesson, a message in each moment. But
Mm-hmm.
how can we access them if they're not from our past? They have to be either from something in our past or something that maybe just happened yesterday. But
Mm.
that's how we learn and grow. So when you know you've gone through it all, those things will pop up, but you'll say, no, not today.
Okay.
I'm good. Go away.
That's helpful. A lot of empowerment with that way of thinking.
And you might even not even notice. Like I remember there was a time when, oh, I was struggling one day early on in my mediumship. I was struggling with something. When? When? How? I don't even have an answer. I was looking to spirit, wasn't even getting an answer. And I was like, before I went to bed, I just said, Spirit, please give me an answer to this. I don't know what to do. And the next morning I wake up and I don't look familiar. My house doesn't look familiar. My cousin, I was living with my cousin and his wife, they didn't look familiar. I'm like, where am I? And I get up and I get in my car, somehow make it to work that I knew where I
Mhm.
was working. But on my drive to work, I noticed myself rise above my car. So
Mm.
I was driving, but I was also above my car watching. And I'm like, and I was conscious seeing this.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And I just drove to work. I get to
Mhm.
work, and all the people I've like, I don't know, there were like maybe 20, 30 employees. They're all saying hello to me. And I'm like, who are these people? I didn't know their
Mhm.
names. And I get into work. Some part of me knew what my job was. So I go right to my job. And
Mhm.
eventually it all started to integrate. I remembered where I was. It just happened.
Yeah.
That night before I fell asleep, I remembered the night before that I had a problem. But you know what? I couldn't remember the problem.
Mhm.
It was gone. I
Mhm.
didn't even remember what it was. So,
Yeah.
what do you think happened? Remember, I asked the universe for an answer. What do you think? You've known me for a while. What do you think happened?
I think it's almost like you raised your vibration so that problem just wasn't even like you couldn't connect with that anymore. It's almost like, yeah, like seeing from the bird's eye view or like disconnected, well, connected to self, but kind of viewing it from the outside. It's almost like, yeah, you're in that realm of like nothingness where you just are and it doesn't matter. It just is.
I like that explanation. And I'm only going to tag you on one thing that you said, which was raising. And I'm going to cut out that word now and say expanding now, right? Raising is old paradigm. Expanding is all over. Raising is just
Mm-hmm.
going up. Expansion is inner, outer, left, right, top, bottom. Get it? I
Yeah.
like that answer. I have not thought about that answer, but it kind of ties into what I thought, which was we are multidimensional, all of us. And there are pieces of me that exist in many dimensions around me.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a Donna that came in that morning and said, I'm going to take care of her now. So in that
Mm-hmm.
moment of driving the car, the Donna I was rose above and said, okay, I guess I'm out now. And we'll
Mm-hmm.
let this Donna take over without
Mm-hmm.
even me knowing it that day. So when I get to work, it was the next Donna that came
Mm-hmm.
in. And then that night, the new Donna was like, I don't know what the problem was, but I don't even remember it. And I just move along.
I love that.
Isn't that fabulous?
Yeah.
That happened so I could tell this story because I've told this story hundreds of times. What a beautiful experience to understand there are multiple yous. Yes.
Yeah.
And that at any time you find you don't want to do it or you can't, you say, is there another Brie out there that will help me with this? I am open
Mm-hmm.
to this. Is there a Brie out there that can handle this paperwork? Because I can't right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then that Brie may come in without even you knowing it and just boop, 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 do all the work.
I like
I
that.
use it a lot.
Very cool. Thank you. Thanks for your amazing reading as
Take
always.
care.
Bye, Donna.